Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the future of House Republicans and any committees they may develop, because they have indicated that they plan on launching an investigation into the president's son. And basically, they're sitting there and they are looking at the Biden administration. They're saying, we're going to bury you. Bury you, bury you, bury you. And it's an interesting development because it's showing the authoritarian nature that the Republican Party has embraced. And I don't know that they actually are aware of where what they're doing came from, where at least the modern incarnation of it. They're trying to compare any investigation they launch to the investigations that were launched by the Democratic Party, like the committee hearings. But here's the thing. What was the committee hearing about? What was it called? January 6th hearings, right? They were looking into the events of January 6th. There were crimes that took place on video. They had a crime, and they were looking for the people responsible for it. That's how it's supposed to work. You have a crime. You identify the crime. In this case, there were all of the acts that were live streamed, and then the very real possibility of what appears to be a failed self-coup attempt. That's what that committee's about. The crime, not investigating an individual person. The crime. What about what's going on down there in Trump's broom closet down south? What's that called when people talk about it? The documents case, right? That's what they're talking about. That's what we call it on this channel. Why? Because I think one of the likely charges that the Department of Justice is looking into is the willful retention of national defense information. Documents. The crime first, then the person. Show me the crime, and then you go find the person. What's the proposed hearing about from the Republican Party? Hunter Biden's laptop. Is it illegal for him to have a laptop? What is the specific crime that they're looking for? And when you ask that question, you realize they have the person and they're looking for a crime. They don't have an identified crime that they're looking into. If you press them on it, they will normally launch into something that becomes very conspiratorial about business dealings in Ukraine or China. Now, I haven't looked into the ones in China, but I did look into the ones in Ukraine, the allegations there. Have a whole video on it. And all you have to do is lay out the timeline of what occurred and the order it occurred in. And their narrative, it falls apart. It falls apart. Now, Hunter Biden certainly appears to have been engaged in like a do-nothing job, trading on his name, stuff like that. Me, personally, I think that's a little unethical, but it's not illegal. It's not a crime. You're supposed to have the crime first, and they don't have it. Interestingly enough, that saying is, show me the person, I'll show you the crime. It came from a guy, Lavrentiy Beria. He was head of Soviet state security, worked for Stalin. And that's, they're taking a page right out of his book. That's what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're aware of that, but that is how they are operating. They're not operating under a rule of law principle, because they have yet to allege a specific law that was broken with any kind of evidence. Certainly not not anything that brings it to the level of congressional hearings. But I guess that doesn't matter much anymore. The Republican Party is not the Republican Party of 20 years ago. It has changed dramatically, and more people will wake up to it. I am of the firm opinion that any hearings of this sort will really just serve to further undermine the Republican Party. They will be such a circus and so unprofessional and so reminiscent of a certain former president that it will just continue to tie the entire Republican Party to his failure of an administration. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.